Hi, my name is David Sempt and I'm the creator of the H KIDZ program. In January 2007, I began to seek out a financial management system that I could teach to my children to ensure I would raise them as financially savvy kids. I found a couple of books with a few ideas, but I knew that even a good book usually ends up on the bookshelf collecting dust without it being implemented by the majority of readers, even myself. As an entrepreneur, many companies hired me because I was a systems genius. I had the ability to take information, organize it, and formulate it into systems. Then I could take these systems and design hands-on materials to ensure that the users would have maximum results and maximum usage from the program they were engaging in. Since I could find nothing in the marketplace that would meet the criteria of being a winning financial educational tool for my children, I began to compile important and relevant financial information that would be key in raising financially savvy kids. One of my first tasks was to gather information on the financial climate of families in North America. Did you know that 47% of Canadian households spend more than their pre-tax income? The average credit card debt in Canada is $16,400 per person. And did you also know that the average Canadian family is $96,000 in debt? An amazing statistic very few people are aware of in North America is that on average parents spend $230,000 raising each child to age 19 and yet invest little to no money on their financial education. I started to get the picture. As North Americans, we are spending more than we earn, we are in massive debt, and we still do not educate our children how to break this chain, mostly because we don't know how. So what are the current day statistics, or the odds if you will, that you will end up living your dreams in retirement? Right now, only 1% of the population in North America is going to retire rich, and just 4% will be financially independent. These are the people that will have everything taken care of. Basically, 5% of adults are going to end up where they dreamed they would be when they were kids or teenagers. What about the rest? Well, 15% are going to have modest savings and the other 80% are actually going to be broke. Seriously. We see a growing number of these people still working at McDonald's and Walmart, doing whatever they can to make extra money because they can't make ends meet. Now, I know that is not what any of you want for yourselves, and definitely we don't want that for our kids. We have to turn this around and start raising a new generation of kids who will never have these difficulties. So where do we start? Well, it all starts with a good, sound financial education. So the first question we have to ask ourselves is, where are our kids learning about money? We know it's not happening in the schools, it's not happening on TV, in churches, or even in community clubs. So the question is, where does the responsibility lie for your kids to learn about finances? That's right, you guessed it, it falls on you at home. Now that can pose a problem, because we know from statistics that 95% of households are broke. They don't have the financial knowledge to pass on to their children, thus they feel ill-equipped to teach their kids about money. In seeking the answer to this problem, I discovered that it was going to take creating a program that would teach parents sound financial management principles that they in turn could teach to their children. The result of 5 years of research and development is the incredible H KIDZ program. In our research and development, we discovered methods of training children about money that work and that do not work. You may be surprised, but 95% of people are doing the wrong things. Here are 5 common approaches to teaching our kids about money management that just have not been very successful as shown by the test of time. The piggy bank. Now, I don't know about you, but personally, I never met anyone who learned good financial management from his or her piggy bank. It was just a fancy wallet for a kid that they would put money in, and when they really wanted something, they could take it all out. The forced savings account. A savings account is not a bad thing, but many times overzealous parents love to get their kids to put everything they get into a savings account. They're not allowed to spend a cent, and it's all save, save, save. Eventually the big day comes and that money gets blown on something, like a bike or an Xbox or something else. So a savings account is good, but it's a forced discipline, and there's too much emphasis on it. It does not teach kids a balanced approach to good financial management. Chores for cash. A lot of people use money as a reward and punishment system with their kids. They attach chores to finances in the home because they want to teach their kids about the real world. They often punish their children by saying things like, well, you didn't make your bed, you didn't vacuum your room, and you didn't eat your broccoli, so guess what? you're not going to get any money. That's totally the wrong approach in my opinion, because finances really should be approached as education with this age group. Think of it this way. Would you tell your children that if they don't dust their rooms and take out the garbage, they couldn't go to school? The garbage would never make it out to the street, right? Their rooms would never get cleaned, and the kids would have fun staying home. So of course, we at all costs make sure that they go to school, because one of our fundamental beliefs is that they need to get a good education. Now, shouldn't the same apply to financial education? If you want them to have a good financial education, don't attach money to chores. Chores are very important, but what we are recommending is that you attach them not to money, but to privileges. For instance, if they don't get their chores done, then they can't go out with their friends or play video games for a period of time. But I highly recommend you never attach money to chores. Allowance. Another thing many parents try is an allowance. The problem with an allowance is what we are really teaching our kids to do is to beg. What I mean by that is that when we give our kids an allowance, it's generally just a small amount. It's pretty much blow money, enough to go to a movie or buy something from a store. Once it's spent, what do they do until their next allowance? They have to beg you for money. They're going to come to you and say, "Mom, Dad, can I have money for this? Can you buy me that? Can I borrow $20? So what does this teach them about managing money? Nothing. So an allowance is definitely not the best way to go either. The fifth thing I hear a lot is, "My kids already earn their own money." That's a great thing, but in most cases your kids are simply earning money that they can spend however they want. They're not really learning what to do with the money, just how to earn it. They can still blow all of that cash on what they want because they've earned it themselves, while mom and dad still have to pay for everything else. In this scenario, earning their own money just means they have more free money to spend. There is a better way, and that is through the Cash KIDZ program. Whether your kids earn money and are entrepreneurial, or whether you're giving them money, we all need a system. They can learn to be very successful financially as they grow up and know what to do with their money with a proper system in place. So let me tell you the 6 keys to raising cash kids in your home. Number 1, teaching kids about money starts at home, so you have to take responsibility. Don't think someone else will do it for you. Number 2, younger is better. Don't be scared to start them at a very young age, even as early as 4 years old. Number 3, teach them a money management system, something they can use for the rest of their lives. Number 4, allow them to make their own decisions. When shopping, instead of your kids asking you to purchase items for them, make sure that before you leave home you tell them to have their fun wallet with them, in case they want to buy something. Number 5, say yes more than no. When your kids ask to purchase something appropriate, all you need to say now is, "Do you have enough money?" If they say yes, then tell them they can buy it. If they say no, simply say, "Well, I guess you'll have to wait until your next payday until you have enough." Number 6, keep it simple and keep it fun. This is the basic foundation of the system, but there's so much more. The Kids Guide is a very colorful teaching tool with great information in comic book form. It teaches your kids to manage money and how to use the Cash KIDZ program. The second book is the Family Guide. This is a very simple book that takes adults step by step through the basic information of facilitating the Cash KIDZ program in their own home, because we know that most families out there really don't know how to teach their kids about money. Then there's the wallet system that the kids will use. When they open each one of the wallets, the corresponding character will teach them about some of the things that they can do with that account. So where do our kids get the money to use in this program? Before I answer that, let's look at some very interesting statistical information on the cost of raising a child to age 19 in North America. By category, you can see you will spend an average of $15,000 on their clothing, $35,000 on their food, $40,000 on their transportation, and $30,000 on the everyday miscellaneous expenses of things you purchase for them. Just in these top 4 categories, that is a total of $120,000, or an average of $539 per month for 19 years. Additional expenses to consider that will vary from family to family, but here are the averages: healthcare, $18,400, childcare, $39,000, and education costing up to $50,000 for private schools. If we just look at the basic costs, you're spending at least $539 a month raising your kids. Here is the key question. What's the ROI, the return on investment, that you expect? You're investing $539 a month in the lives of your kids. Do you want them to end up in the 80% of people that are broke? Of course not. Do you want them to end up in the 15% with a modest savings? I don't think so. I'm sure you want them to be in one of the top two categories, completely financially independent or very wealthy. To achieve that, it starts with having them learn and practice the right principles from a young age. Instead of kids learning by trial and error as they go through their lives, like we as adults did, they can use the Cash KIDZ system. So let's get back to that question. Where do your kids get the money to use in this program? Well, they're going to get it from where it is already coming from. You. They can also earn additional money on their own. In both cases, they now have a success system to put the money in, Cash KIDZ. By redirecting money you are already spending on your kids, the program need not cost you a penny. You can just redirect it towards your child's Cash KIDZ program so that they can learn good money management principles. Cash KIDZ has a great worksheet for parents in the Family Guide that will help you identify the amount of money you are spending on your kids in certain areas and then simply allocate a portion of that to your kids for the Cash KIDZ program. Parents are discovering that they're actually saving money by doing this program, and their kids are learning a great financial management system for their lives. There are two different packages available from Cash KIDZ. The Wealth Kit is the entire program. It has both of the books, all of the wallets, money trackers, calculator, pencils, and eraser. Everything is there and it's ready to go. We are offering it to you through this special agent page for $69.99. That's a $10 discount plus we're even going to ship it anywhere in North America for free. We also have a Cash Kit. This package does not include the 2 teaching books but contains all of the money management tools for your child. If you have more than one child, you can buy each child a wealth kit of their own, or you can buy one wealth kit to share and then buy cash kits for each of your additional children. The Cash Kit may be purchased through this special agent page for $39.99. That's a $10 discount, plus we will also ship it anywhere in North America for free. We also encourage you to sign up for our free newsletter to receive ongoing ideas for raising financially savvy kids. Get your kids started today. Just click on the Buy Now button on the bottom of this page and you will be directed to a special purchase page where you can place your order for Cash KIDZ and get your kids on the right road to financial freedom today.